Ladies and gentlemen, this presentation is brought to you by The Greatness Continues LLC. And you are now tuned into The Greatest Conversations, starring Reese Two Times, Shaka the Wise, Sensei J, the Masked Man, Big Z, and your host, D. Jones. Once again, you are tuned into the greatest conversations.
Well, y'all do. We got the money. We got the following. Like they could easily just bum rush Apple out of anything.
Because even like as an Apple user,
everything
like,
Apple have, Apple got so much.
Like
even
for example, Tesla. For example, Tesla.
They don't.
Tesla and Apple are not. What do you call it? Like on the best of terms as far as innovation. So what happens when the Tesla following trend? Everybody's like, I'm gonna buy a Tesla car, and Tesla says we don't want Siri in our car because y'all really don't with us. We're gonna get somebody else, or we're gonna make our own version.
Apple probably gonna have their own car.
So they can't though.
Why can't they?
You know how hard? Because the car industry market,
bro, they doing everything
years.
though.
Everything from a
but it's still.
Well, you said they're doing everything. All they have is a
car.
phone, a watch, and a computer.
Yeah, they're tech. And they don't got a car. They're a tech industry.
Headphones.
Yeah, but isn't Tesla a tech industry?
And they had apps.
Yeah, they're not a car industry,
bro.
They have a lot.
That's all within the same.
I'm about to say,
Tesla
he's talking about Android versus Apple.
But it took Tesla.
What the hell did Android have that Apple don't?
years to solidify.
Literally the same.
So if you say Apple,
yeah,
is
watches for your Android phone. Yeah,
this Apple.
I'm pretty sure they have Android.
I'm trying to say
to stand
the Android
13 years
usually
drought.
better. No, I'm not speaking on.
And Tesla,
I really don't know.
Because usually when you really look at it, the LG and the Samsung phone are usually better than the Apple phone.
So they can make tons
of talking about like
almost
just versus the two.
Hey, hold on real quick.
Apple's better.
Well, just versus the two what?
So everybody said y'all saying Android versus Apple. Now I'm saying usually if you really think about it, if y'all talking about purely a phone, usually like people like LG, usually one of the people that have the best phones, but nobody really cares about LG. Then it'd be like Samsung, the Galaxy, and like the iPhone go back and forth every year. But if you just talking about Apple versus Android, bro, Android's not even close.
But you can't go Apple versus Android
because the
process.
tablets, but I'm talking about like even like the iOS system. Like you can't just say like
no, you can't because Apple doesn't have the best computer on the market. They don't.
But in order to have the best computer on the market, you have to build it.
Yeah, but Apple
and define the best computer.
Bro,
like,
for the price,
because like
his computer is pretty good, and he could be watching something over there stop it, and it'll be right there.
The new laptop Microsoft came out that turns into a tablet.
The touch surface.
Yeah, that already came out better than the new.
You talking about the Surface?
The Windows, Windows something.
Yeah,
Windows Surface.
It's
Surface.
It's like $900.
The Surface hard.
The newest MacBook that came out.
Like honestly, even with cameras on the phones right now, Samsung has the best.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like the ecosystem as well.
No, I get what you're saying. Like Apple to be fighting so many battles with so many companies, they're doing pretty good. But what I'm saying is, if you're not brand loyal, that's what Big Z was talking about. When some people talk about simplicity and like just my life is simple. That's why I got my Mac so I can connect it to my phone. That's cool. But don't come to Big Z talking about Apple is better than Droid pound for pound. Because I'm like, no. It's
if you included brand advertisement in there as well, then you would have to probably say Apple.
I'll say Apple.
Bro, it's just like Apple bought Beats, and now all the Beats are like connected to your
Beats
shit.
Are no longer. But after they bought Beats has not been.
But based on features and services and stuff.
Bro, Beats were never the best headphones.
Yeah, but people are buying them for trend. Apple dropped when they bought Beats. It was almost like, why did they buy Beats?
No, people are still buying Beats because the best headphones are like them Sony joints. Them bitches like cost a lot, like $200.
JBL.
What I'm saying is, but Apple,
you're buying Beats for the brand.
Yeah,
it's for the brand.
Bro, you buy all these headphones for the brand.
No, Apple bought Beats for the brand, but Beats, they dropped the ball on Beats. That's what I'm saying. Apple lacks innovation.
They dropped the ball on Beats.
Because
I'm looking at one right now.
Because Beats when Beats was owned by Dre.
Bro, how do we know this though? What is like? I'm gonna be like, what is the data that support these claims? Like, how do you know for sure that niggas ain't buying Beats?
You look at people's what is it?
Because when I'll be walking outside, I see like
it's for
AirPods.
It's for exactly
Beats,
like you said. Like,
watches,
it's trends, bro.
It's just for trends. Yeah,
it's for trends.
He said,
if you go to Best Buy,
it's for trends.
If you go to Best Buy or you go to Micro Center, right?
Like honestly, when I'm producing music most of the time, I don't use my Beats anymore. I use them more when I'm just listening to music.
Yeah.
When I just want to hear a little bit more bass or something.
Yeah, because Beats got extra bass.
Yeah,
I don't think they're the best to record.
Produce something, I don't use my Beats normally.
Because I don't think they're the best for that.
But when before Beats was owned by
I don't even think Dre was using them for the
Beats was making a pretty good come up. That's why Apple bought them out. Since they bought Beats, like it's been again, it took the Apple mindset of slow and steady innovation because Apple lacks innovation. They have the list. And they're slowly checking stuff off. And some of the times they go back to something that they did in the past because they're like, oh, that's too fast.
So, so what you're saying is when Apple bought Beats, instead of relying on the brand, they should have tried to innovate.
Innovate. Because they run into the same
because that's the whole point. Like, we're a big powerhouse taking over an already really dope brand. So now we're gonna like give you the next level of this brand.
The fact that they drop AirPods.
But instead they're like, here's a few different colors. Here's a new size. It's a different name. This is the Solo, and here's the Studio X version.
Oh, you don't want to have your wireless. Like, you want to have wireless.
Here's a wireless one.
Bluetooth
like,
and they just keep that price tag because it's gonna be like, oh, those are some Beats. Oh, let me get.
It's like, or you could make them more versatile to actually be used for music, production and like that. So then you have two different markets. Like,
I mean, like for a company that was so ahead of the game. How do you let everybody catch up and even debate if they're better than you? Unless you're lacking.
Bro, I don't think they ever caught up.
Who? What do you mean? No, you don't think they caught up? Amazon Prime in the span of 5 years did what Apple TV did in 2 years, almost 10 years ago. And Apple TV is still stagnant. They reduced it to an app. When it used to be a box that literally sat right there and had everything you could imagine.
Yeah, but everybody got apps. I just think it's weird. I think you just jumping over. I just think you don't with Apple. Amazon Prime. They gonna be like the phone. They was an LG washing machine. Like, Apple is going in. I never seen nobody get the fucking AirPods like that.
I purchased based on usage and what it offers. So
there's a lot of that got their stimulus check that bought a lot of Apple shit.
Yeah, but did they buy Apple because they were sitting there looking pound for pound what's better, or did they buy Apple because they know if they bought an Apple product?
The only thing that proves is that Apple has better marketing.
That's what I was saying. If you add brand advertisement into it, then they're the top.
But the ecosystem, I'm telling you, if you get one thing, you're gonna want to get the next because it all goes
like
together.
from a business standpoint, like if everything is like,
hold on,
but you don't.
What's up, reason?
No, I was just saying like with everything that's like with Apple is like it connects with like every other device. Yeah, I mean just kind of go what you guys said. That's just a good business strategy because that's like because you're more from a brand loyalty perspective. Like you're more willing to like not leave to like go to Android. Kind of like insurance. If you like do like a multi-package, you get like home, auto, and all that stuff.
You just like
you're not gonna be like I want to go to a whole new company and do like the same thing.
It's convenient.
But what I will argue, what Big Z will argue, is that Apple already had that, and people have slowly been leaving because brands like LG are creating that same economic system years later.
Yeah, but it's different. Because
losing a customer is losing a customer.
But I don't really know who's really.
I would say that. But
all I'm saying is, what is this?
Those Galaxy Airbuds.
Dang, I ain't never seen nobody ever with them. Well, what about I say like LG for instance? Like you talking about like I feel like if you're more older, you probably should get that. But a lot of times I feel like the older people that got money gonna get Apple just because I feel like I always feel like when people get Apple, they feel like they above somebody else.
That was their purpose as a brand was to.
They do got like the washers, dryers, like this, and this.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong? What's wrong?
What I was about to say, when you talk about the Surface, that goes with the Microsoft, so you could connect that to like your game and stuff like that. But I feel like as far as Apple has more of a wide range of like what they connect, like you can get the watch, the pop, everything is just connect. And
that's overconnection though.
But everybody's not doing that.
But what I'm saying is everybody
because they're the only company that does that. They're doing everything in house.
Yeah,
and that's also why they're getting in trouble. Like the government that's coming at them because they're like.
And another issue.
Apple.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, they were up there in those top companies
with Google
Apple
and Amazon.
Yeah, missed that. That's what I was like. Mark Zuckerberg.
You talking about that?
That's a whole other conversation.
I seen the Zuckerberg thing.
They were literally in trouble for being like
Apple's
bullies.
Bro, but the government literally made this whole dynamic structure. They literally made a plutocracy.